So if you are not aware, we have a Zoom on Saturday night. So this is going to be on the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So go ahead and jot that down. And what this is going to be, we do this every year, or we have for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years. So we do a dream board party. So if you're not sure, if you don't know what a dream board is, this is an example of one that I did last year. It's seen better days for sure, but this is what a dream board looks like. And yours can be as simple or fancy as you want it to be. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but what we're doing personally in our area is we're getting together with a couple of people. We're going to take poster boards and markers and all that good stuff. We're going to hang out and we're going to do our dream board. But what tonight is about is getting ready to make our dream boards by figuring out what we want to put on it. What are our goals for 2021? If you're not local, we have not forgotten about you. You're going to be able to hop on this exact Zoom code with the same password at that time. And if you can't join right at 7 p.m., I know we have a lot of West Coasters, so shout out to y'all. We have a lot of West Coasters, so I know that's early for you. That's only 4 o'clock. But if you can hop on late, feel free to come. Come when you can and leave when you must. Get your, piece of paper. It can be a notebook paper. I don't care what you do. The first year I made my dream board, y'all, it was a notebook piece of paper and everything was a different color. So that was like my fancy. Okay. So it doesn't have, and everything on it happened. Every single thing on it came true. So I want you to go ahead and mark your calendars. Make sure that you're going to join us during that time, because it's going to be super special. And there's a quote that I posted in the team page, but it said that you are so much more likely to hit your goals when you write them down. And then you're even more likely than that to hit your goals whenever you share them with someone else, whenever you speak it out loud. So this is going to be on Saturday night, the 12th, this weekend, this Saturday, the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. So it's going to be, if you have people in your area and y'all want to do a little party together, go for it. If you are by yourself, that's fine too. Jump on a Zoom and grab your paper and let's just hang out together. So it'll be a total blast. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into dream vision casting, whatever you want to call it. Here's the thing. I am giving you permission in this space for all of you to dream bigger than the bare minimum. Okay. And here's the thing. You're not a bad person and you're not greedy for wanting more. And I just want to preface this by saying that, because for so long I felt like I was. For so long I felt like if I had enough to pay my bills, then I shouldn't want for anything more. And that if I was, that I was selfish for doing those things. And so I want to give you permission in this space not to do the bare minimum. And whenever I ask you certain questions, you're going to think those things. You're going to say like, oh, I want this. And then your subconscious or your brain's going to immediately say, oh no, that's too big. Go a little bit smaller. That's a little too big for you. I want you to write it down anyway. The first thing that pops into your head, that's what I want you to write down, okay? So this is going to be very new for some of you, because I never dreamed before this business. No one told me I could, and no one taught me how. So that's what I'm giving you permission to do today, is to dream, and now I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, the first thing, we're going to go over like who, what, when, where, why, just to give y'all an outline of what's going to be happening. So if you want to write this down, write down the first one is who. Okay. So the first little topic is who. And my first question in that topic is, who do you want to become? And we don't have a massive amount of time for each question. So if you need to come back to these, go for it. But I am going to set a little timer or whatever. We're going to have to move on quickly from each one so that we can get them all done, because I also want to teach you how to enroll customers. And I'm so excited about this too. So who do you want to become? And I know that's a broad question, so just do your best to answer it, whatever you think of. And I'm going to play soothing Christmas instrumental music while we do this. right, next question. Who do you want to help and why? And that's specifically with this business. Who do you want to help? And so maybe you want to help other single moms who join, or maybe you want to help your elderly parents, and you'd be able to do that with the income that you make from this business or the time freedom that this business is going to allow you. So who do you want to help and why? Okay, next question. We have a lot of these, that's why I'm going so fast, but if you need to go back to these later, you can. All right, next question. This is the last who question. Who do you want to leave a legacy for? So I'll recap all of the who's. Who do you want to become? This is not a rank. I'm not asking who do you want to become and you say diamond. I'm saying who do you want to become as a person? We'll go over rank later. Who do you want to become as a human? Who do you want to help and why? And then the last one that we're doing right now is who do you want to leave a legacy for? Who do you want to leave a legacy for? Okay, last one for the who. All right, the next section of questions we're doing, remember who, what, when, where, why. So we did the who. Next section is what. Okay, what. So the first question in the next section is what do you want to end 2021 at rank-wise? So what rank do you want to be? And I know some of you are so brand new, you're like, I don't even know what the ranks are. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to put in the chat, if you can see the chat, I'm going to write it down. But if you're looking for $500 a month, that's going to be a Ruby, okay? Insert income disclosure statement. But around $300 to $500 a month, that's going to be a Ruby. If you're looking for about $2,000 a month, you're going to want to say a diamond. If you're looking for about $4,000 to $6,000 a month, that's double diamond. And if you're looking for that 6 figures a year, that's going to be a triple diamond, okay? Presidential's more than that. Ambassador is the stupid money, okay? That's what it is. Okay, Allie's got it. So she's putting it in the chat. Basically, if I want you to base it off the amount that you want, and then I want you to base that off of your rank that you want to end at, okay? What rank do you want to end 2021 at? And also, what do you want to make per month? And that number doesn't have to match that. You can be an above average paid diamond, emerald, ruby, double, okay? So I want you to figure out what paycheck amount would make you so excited. And you can be specific with this. And again, this is where your subconscious and your brain's gonna say, ooh, that's too big, don't say that. I want you to do the first number that pops in your head and go. All right. So that was what rank do you want to be at the end of 2021 and what do you want to make every month? Okay. The next question is what goals do you have for those people that are on your team now or the ones that will be joining your team? What do you want to see happen for these people? Start dreaming for other people because you might quit on yourself, but you'll never quit on them. Right? So who are the people that you want to help or what do you want to see happen? For example, I would love to see my team be able to pay off debt. I would love to see my team be able to be full-time families. I would love to see my team be able for women to come home to their babies if that's what they choose. You know, there's so many different things. Those are examples. What do you want to see happen in the lives of the people on your team or those who are not yet on your team? Okay, I feel bad. I see people still writing, but y'all can always come back to these afterwards. Okay, next question. This is still the what. So what is your word for 2021? And if you're like me, the first time people started saying this, I was like, what is a word for 2020? Or like, what's a word for a year? Okay. It's the word that you want to be like your anthem for that year. Okay, or maybe you don't want it to be your anthem for that year. For me, my year or my word for 2020 was release. I didn't want that to be my word, but that's the word that the Lord kept laying on my heart. And I didn't know at the time what that word meant. I chose it around December last year and I had no idea what release was going to mean, but there's so many things in my life that I've had to release in the last little bit. And it's just been so good, but so hard. And it's been great. And it's been a huge growing experience. So pick a word. And a lot of you know your word and you don't want to write it down. It's probably the first word that popped into your head. I'll share mine with you after this because I don't want anybody to just take mine or get stuck on my word, but pick a word. If you want to put it in the chat, you can, but guys, you don't have to answer these questions in the chat. This is for you to write down on paper so you can do your dream board on Saturday. Okay, next question. Again, you can come back to these, okay? I'm not necessarily expecting you to finish them all right now, but next question, what fears do you want to overcome? Okay. Um, at the risk of sounding like an addict, this reminds me of Hobby Lobby. This song. I feel like I'm in Hobby Lobby right now. Okay, just had to get that out. Moving along. Some of those fears that I wrote down, I don't know about y'all, put a 1 in the chat if some of those fears you wrote down, you were like, ooh, I didn't even know I was afraid of that. Wait, what just happened? I wrote down some stuff. I was like, interesting. Oh, okay. All right. So good. I see a lot of ones. I'm glad I'm not alone. All right. Next one. What do you want to pay off? What debt do you want to pay off? All right. What financial goals, plans, or savings do you have for 2021? I'll type that one in the chat. More seconds for this one. All right. Lightning speed, guys. We got a lot to cover, okay? All right. So that question was, what financial goals, plans, or savings do you have? So that was our what section. We're done with the what, and we already did the who before that. The next question is the when. So we're doing who, what, when, where, why. When. When do you want to hit certain promotions? Okay. Some of you are going to know these answers more than other people. If you've been here a little bit longer, you're going to have quick answers. Here's the thing I want to say though, disclaimer, learn to pivot. Okay, we talked a lot about that last week in the preseason huddle. We talked about pivoting and adjusting when you don't hit your goals or when things don't go the way you wanted them to. So I want these to be loose goals for you. But the reason why I want you to write them down is because if you say you want to go diamond by the end of January and you haven't signed a distributor yet, you know that you might not be on track if you don't get it together, if you don't start enrolling those distributors. So make sure that you see that as a guide to what you need to be doing each month, that you know where you need to be headed so that you know you're tracking or that you're on the right track for your goals. And then if you're not, then you can adjust so that you can hit those goals. And for me, I set the goal to hit ambassador in May and I missed it. So I just moved my goal. So I've missed tons of goals before. I've missed the dates, but just move the deadline. Don't change the goal. Okay. So when do you want to hit certain goals? right, that was the only question for the win. Okay, so the next part is where. So where do you want to travel to next year? Okay, COVID aside, where do you want to travel to? If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel? All right, next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? All right, next section, the last section, 2 questions left, okay? Then we're gonna move over to talking about getting customers, okay? So next question, next section is the why section. Why did you say yes to this business? What's your why? Why are you doing this? Is it for friends? Is it for fun? Is it for money? Be specific. Why? And okay, maybe you've joined for a long time, like you've been in for longer. I joined for gas money. I'm not going to put gas money. I'm going to say why I joined this business, why I'm still doing it. Why are you still here? All right, last question, then we have to move on. Why can this business help you achieve your goals? It would be better if I said how, but why can this business help you achieve your goals? Why is this the avenue that you chose? Right. So I know that was like lightning round, but I wanted to make sure we get to the next part too because this video is a little bit long, but I want us to just squeeze it in. So some of you all have seen this video, but I don't want you to log off because I want you to watch it again because this is going to hit different every time you watch it. Depending on the season that you're in, you might catch something that you've never seen before, or maybe you've seen this video, started doing it for a little bit, and then deviated away from it. So I want all of y'all to watch this video. I made this on June 13th, okay, of this year, and I went over how to enroll customers, okay? Last month, I enrolled 56 loyal customers, so I'm just saying that as a, like, for y'all to know that I know what I'm talking about, basically. I'm not saying it to brag. I'm not saying anything except to say, if I can do that and this is all I did, you can do it too. I know every single one of y'all are capable of enrolling that many customers or more. I know so many people. Bree, she signed over 50 loyal customers her first month in this business. Amber Schilling, same thing, signed over 50 customers her first month. Caitlin Allen did a ton of customers her first month too. So I'm not bragging at all. What I'm saying is there's proof, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I want to show you proof behind why I want you to watch this video. And if you know that I'm enrolling a lot of customers, I hope that you'll be more inclined to listen to what I have to say. What I'm saying is not perfect. I'm not saying that you're going to sound exactly like me, but I want your conversations to follow the flow that I talk about in this video. Please keep your pen and paper out. Take notes so that when you get off of this Zoom, you feel empowered, not overwhelmed, because you have notes you can refer back to if you forget something, okay? I'm going to share my screen. If y'all have questions, drop them in the chat. I should still be able to see the chat. And here we go. All right, so I just wanted to make a really fast video about signing up customers on the spot. I feel like a lot of us struggle with, knowing how to talk to customers in a way that is assertive, but also in a way that's really kind, and you're connecting with them and being really personal while using scripts. And I feel very confident in my ability to sign customers up on the spot. The only reason why they wouldn't is if they didn't have the money, but otherwise I'm leading them right to the meat of what we're trying to do, which is getting them in the system. And I don't shy away from having that conversation and getting them in the system. A couple of things I want you to notice before I share my screen and walk you through some of the actual conversations that I've had with people who did enroll as a customer is, number one, I am very much myself. I talk like I normally talk. Whenever you read these messages, they are a script, but I always add my own personal touch to them. The second thing that I want you to notice is how I always end every single message with a question. Number three, I want you to notice that the flow of my conversation is always the same. I always give the information about the product and end it with a question. Then I wait for their response, and then I send the 90-day challenge information and I end it with a question. I get their number and I place their order. Product information, 90-day challenge information, get their number, place their order. That's it. And that is going to be so much easier than what most of you are doing right now in your conversations with your potentials, because they ask a question and you just answer that question. But what I'm going to show you how to do is how to answer that question and send the very next thing. So if you send them information about the product and then they ask a question, you answer and send the 90-day challenge information in the same message, because that is the next part of your series to make the conversation flow. So hopefully that makes sense. So that is what I'm going to show you how to do right now. And I'm going to literally walk you through some conversations. I'm going to show you how I came up with these potentials, if I got them from a host to post, or if I got them from an Instagram story. That way you can see that I am doing a variety of different things to be able to enroll these customers and to be able to get them started. You're also going to see some of the objections that they have and how I deal with the objections that they have. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and I'll try to do my best to come back and explain those. I'm also going to drop my script in the comment section of this video whenever I post it. I tried to go live, but I couldn't because it wouldn't let me share my screen, so I'm just making this into a YouTube video that only our team can see. And I'm going to show you exactly how I walk through these conversations. So, share my screen. Okay, so this is a girl right here who I messaged let's see how many times. Okay, April 2019. Let's just talk about that for a second, okay? So over a year ago was my first message to her. Told her about the product. Oh, she ghosted me. Guess what? That happens to me too. Then she said that she wasn't interested. I told her it doesn't take any extra time and she didn't reply. March, I reached back out to her and followed up and she still wasn't interested. So then Thursday, I made this post talking about the business and she voted on the poll. So I messaged her. When I message people about an Instagram poll, I go straight into the information about the product because what I see so many of you doing is, hey, I saw your comment on my poll. Are you actually interested? But of course they're interested. They voted on your poll, and I always position my polls where people are not going to accidentally click on them. So I get to skip a step, and instead of asking if they're interested, I just assume that they are because why else would they have voted on my poll? So I send her the information. Notice I ended it with a question. What you think? And I sent a screenshot of the story that she voted on to jog her memory. She said, hey girl, I don't think I want to try it, but my mom is looking for something to help her lose weight and have more energy. She said, I'm going to mention that to her. Okay, that's giving her the control of the conversation. So I want to take that control back. So what I said is, yes, this would be perfect. Would you mind if I got her contact info so I can relay all the info to her? That way I also don't bug you. I gained control of the conversation by making it about her. I said, I don't want to bug you. I would hate to do that to you. But really, I would also hate to have to go through you because I know that I'm going to be more reliable than you are as a contact source. So then she said, let me see if I can do it, yada, yada. Then I sent this girl a text. So let's see. I'm going to go here and search for Sherry. And I always say their number as IGSB, so it's Instagram and Skinny Brew. So I said, hey there, it's Morgan from Instead. Your daughter Rebecca mentioned that you wanted more information on our Skinny Brew fat burning coffee. I'm excited to chat with you. What all has she told you so far? Okay, so now I'm gaining control of the conversation. I ended it with a question, but I also was very excited and I was also super, very much myself. And then she responded back and she said, she showed me a picture of a green drink or whatever. So I explained the Skinny Brew. I explained the celery juice. And I ended it with a question. I said, does this sound like something you'd be interested in? And I sent before and after pictures. Guys, I could not stress to you enough. Send before and after pictures. If you're not sending before and after pictures, it would be like somebody doing an infomercial on a vacuum cleaner and not showing you how it works. It would be like the Bounty man with the Bounty quicker picker upper, whatever, the paper towel, and not showing you how well it works. It's just like them holding up a paper towel roll and being like, this one's the best, you should totally use this. But if you see how it actually cleans up a counter, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So you buy it. Whenever they have infomercials, they show you how to use the product. That's what you're trying to do here. If people can't visualize at least what it looks like, now I don't have celery juice results, but I have a picture of me with the celery juice. So I took a picture with that and I showed her what it looked like. That way she could see a visual, okay? I'm so passionate about that because nobody sends before and after pictures, and that is exactly why I find so many customers. She said, sounds cool. Can I get a link? Now, when she asked for a link, I never, ever, ever send my website. So watch how I turn the conversation around without asking a question, by asserting my leadership and my responsibility by telling her what she needs to know. She wanted the link because she probably wants to see the ingredients. So what I did was took it upon myself to grab that info sheet from the website, and I just sent that to her without asking if she wanted the info sheet. I just sent that to her instead of a link because I have control of the conversation. I said, awesome, here's a product info sheet for you. So with a 90-day challenge, and I sent her the information, and then I ended it with a question. Sound good? Notice whenever she said, can you send me a link? I didn't say, oh, well, here's a product info sheet. No, my next part of my flow is the 90-day challenge information. So I addressed her question and still sent the 90-day challenge information right after that and said, does that sound good? And I sent the info sheet. You can get this on the website under the view product info. She said, is that the price on the coffee for the month, for for the 3 months, or will it go up after 32 months? I said, no. It'll be $59 each month for all 3 months, and you actually get my discount price for life as long as you keep that order going. She said, great, I'll try the coffee. My next message is always, are your billing and shipping addresses the same? I always say that before I send in the order form to fill out, because it brings this wall down, and instead of me saying, are you ready to order? I'm letting them know, hey, we're about to move forward with the ordering process. So just so you know, that's what's coming, to kind of give them a heads up without them realizing it. I'm giving them a heads up and saying, hey, I'm about to get your billing and shipping address. Like, is that fine? Like, so I say, are they the same? She says yes, or she says no, it doesn't actually matter. I just need both if they're different. But really what I'm trying to do is to set her up and say, hey, just so you know, I am going to be getting your information here soon, so that she knows that it's not going to catch her off guard. Because if you just send an info sheet, it almost scares people a little bit. They're caught off guard and they don't really know what to do with that. But by doing this first, I'm giving her a heads up and telling her what's next. I said, yay, I just need the info on the highlighted portion of the order form. I'm placing orders right now so I can add yours. I have 1 discount spot left. Be sure and give me both billing and shipping addresses if they're different. You can call or text me, whatever is easiest. I always offer them to call me right away. I do not say, or I can send you a link, because they'll take that every time, and then you lose control of the conversation. You lose control of the sale, and they usually don't sign up, and if they do, they have some sort of an issue that you have to go back later and fix. Can I get an amen? You want to get their information. People don't mind giving out their information, and just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that they won't do it. So always ask. Then if somebody says that they don't want to do it, cross that bridge when you get there, but I'm going to show you what I did, okay? So I said, you know, whatever. This is at 11:09 a.m. I do not wait hours and hours and hours and hours and hours after sending the order form for them to get back to me. I'm going to give them a reasonable amount of time, but I'm also not going to wait until that night or the next day when I've given her the order form so early, because I want to make sure that she's good. So I checked back with her at 4. I said, does that work? With the little heart emoji. She said, is there a way to fill it out online? My husband's a little weird about giving card info to people. So this is what I sent, and hopefully it'll play. Hey, no, I totally understand that. No worries at all. I just wanted to let you know that it is totally fine if you wanted to give me a call, if that would make you feel better and more comfortable, and just so you know what's going to happen. So this is what I do with all my customers to ensure that you get the best discount, which is the extra discount that I'm giving you. And that's just going to go, I'm going to go in and take the information, place the order through my back office, and then I'm going to send you an enrollment complete screenshot to let you know that the order went through. And then as soon as I'm finished with that, I delete all of the information, and then you're going to get an email directly from the company as well to let you know that the order was processed. And so if all of that sounds good, you can totally give me a call if that would make you feel any better. And sorry, I was taking my dog to the bathroom. One hour. And so if that makes you feel better, that's totally fine too. Or a lot of my customers will send me a picture of the card or just video, or I'm sorry, voice text it if that works better. So notice that I mentioned other customers. This is what most of my customers do. When I'm placing these orders, this is what I always do. So I'm telling her that other people do this. There's no reason to be afraid. This is how everybody does it. Okay, so I'm letting her know, hey, that's totally fine. And notice my confidence. And I didn't always used to be like that. It's because I've grown in my confidence in this business. So do that. Make sure that you continue that confidence. And so talking to her, I sent that video. And then this is the first time that I've ever had this happen. But she actually, so I'm driving right now. And so Rebecca's going to give me the information of a card that I don't ever see. So of course I'm not going to play that because I have the card info on it. But she sent me a video back and she was like, yes, I'm going to give you the card info, but Rebecca's going to give it to you. Remember, Rebecca's the one who voted on my poll. She's the one who referred her mom to me. So now they sent me a video back, and that's so cute, but most of the time they'll just go ahead and text you the information. And then later on down here, and I said, you're the cutest, and then I answered their message and then got the address and all that stuff, okay? Okay, so making sure it's still recording. So that is the first conversation. So I hope that that helps you. I'm going to continue with another conversation in just a second. So that was Sherry. Okay, now let me find Sarah on here. Because Sarah is somebody that I found through a post-to-post. Okay, so notice I'm doing all the things. I am doing host to post. I'm doing consistent Instagram stories. So this is what I did right here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And let me find her in my text. All right. Okay. Screen. All right, here we go. All right, so this is Sarah. So Sarah, I messaged her and said, hey girl, I saw your comment on your friend's post. Notice my thing doesn't say, hey, I saw your comment on your friend's post about the product. Are you interested? Again, she already commented. So of course she's interested. So I'm gonna give her the information. Notice that I'm talking about like, this is the best formula of the version of the product we've ever had. I'm getting so excited. I send the information for the pricing in the original message to her. That to me is really, really important because then that way I can go straight into the 90-day challenge. The more messages that you have to send, the more statistically likely that you are going to lose them at some point in the conversation because it's just taking too long. When I get to the point, people appreciate that. And I'll tell you a story about that that happened to us in real life in just a minute after I finish this conversation. So I'm giving her the product, and then I end it with a question. What you think? What are your health goals? So then she says, I'm definitely down for the 90-day challenge. I'm honestly looking for something that She tells me her whole entire, goal. So I'm like, perfect. I always say I would love to help you. Now this is where I am still being so personal with them. Okay, so yes, it's a script. Yes, it's a system, right? Because I sent the information. What's next? The next thing is the 90-day challenge, okay? So I'm sending her the information immediately and telling her what the information about the 90-day challenge is, but she said what her goals were. So this is where I get the point to connect with them and be personal with them while using a script. You can do both. So I said, awesome, I would love to help you. I've heard that same thing happen to a lot of people, and this kickstart is exactly what you need, just like you said. I'm so excited for you. Then I always say, these are my results. So with the 90-day challenge, 90-day challenge information. Okay, so I always say these are my results. If you don't have results, save this photo and say these are my friend Morgan's results. So this is what I send next, and I ended it with a question. So I related to her, said these are my results. This is the 90-day challenge. Sound good? Okay, so I'm ending it with a question, and then I send her that. Because I ended it with a question, she knows what to say back. I'm saying yes or no. Sound good? Yes or no? What you think? What are your health goals? Because if I didn't add that in there, they wouldn't know what to say back to me. It would be very up in the air, like, oh, well, I hope that I did that right. So then I said, sound good, and she said yes. And she said, thanks, Morgan, I'm in. I'm looking forward to trying it out. And then I said, yay, can I get your number? It'll be easier than using DM. Remember, I told you my system. Send them the product information, 90-day challenge information, get their number, and then get their information. Okay, so I'm trying to not show all of her information. I don't want y'all to see her number or her address. But then I said, hey girl, it's Morgan from Facebook. How are you? And then she's like, I'm great. How are you? And then I said, I'm great too. Thank you. So sorry for the late text last night because I sent it at 11:25 p.m., which I normally don't do, but I didn't want to forget. And then I said, I'm so excited to help you order your Thermofite X. Are your billing and shipping addresses the same? Remember, I don't actually care. It doesn't actually matter. But whenever I give them the billing and shipping I give them that message, they're automatically less nervous because I'm telling them what is about to happen. So whenever I'm telling them what's going to happen, they're ready and down to give me their information because that already kind of gave them a heads up that that's what we're about to do. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me give you a really quick, oh my gosh, my eyelashes are driving me crazy. Let me give you a real life example really quick, okay? So we're looking for a landscaper because whenever you build your own house, you have to take care of your own landscaping. And so Derek and I were calling around to different places, mostly Derek, who's calling around and trying to figure out somebody who could do our landscape and just get pricing and things like that, okay? So when we called, Derek, by the way, is a yellow, okay? A lot of you yellows are really scared to be assertive. but you like the assertiveness of a red. So whenever I'm very assertive with you, you feel comfortable. It doesn't turn you off. It makes you feel confident that they know what they're doing and you're attracted to a red's confidence. Blues don't really have an issue with the assertiveness. Reds don't really have an issue with the assertiveness, and greens like to get to the point. And so yellows are usually the ones, oh my gosh, I swear. Yellows are usually the ones who struggle with the idea of the assertive conversation the most. But you love when people do it to you. So don't feel bad when you do it to other people. So Derek is a yellow. And he was calling people and just talking to them about landscape, but we don't know what we're doing. We've never done this before. Again, just like most of the people who are ordering products from you, they've never done this before. They don't know network marketing. They've never done this stuff. And so they have no clue what they're doing. So he called the landscape guy, and the guy answered the phone. He was like, hey, this is so-and-so, how's everything going? And Derek was like, it's going good. And we were just wondering about landscape stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. Derek was like, well, am I supposed to ask you questions? Because, like, I don't really even know what to ask. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And, like, so Derek's, like, sitting here, like, what am I supposed to do? He was like, okay, so, well, we need this and this and this. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So, this is something that we can do. And, yeah. And Derek was like, okay, so can I get a quote? Like, do I need to email you? And like, I heard him over there, like, saying all this stuff. And Derek was 100% leading the conversation, and it made him so uncomfortable. He didn't know what to say. He didn't even know the questions to ask. And that was that guy's job, was to ask these questions. So my yellow husband loved the assertiveness of somebody else who actually charged more for our landscape. And we went with him over the guy who was cheaper. It seemed like he didn't know what he was doing because he wasn't assertive. And so don't be afraid to be assertive in these conversations and to actually tell people exactly what this process is going to be like. Sarah signed up on the spot. Sherry signed up on the spot. Even though it was a day in between the two text messages, they still signed up on the spot without a follow-up. Notice I did not have to follow up with either of them. And it's not because I never follow up. Of course I follow up. The fortune's in the follow-up, but the fortune's also in signing them up on the spot, because then you don't lose them. Sarah signed up on the spot. Sherry signed up on the spot. So I'm going to show you three more conversations really quick, or two more conversations of people that I also did not have to follow up with, and these were people that I did not know. This next one is actually from a host to post as well. And let me find her. I'm going to find it on both my text. And okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this person messaged me entry. So she messaged entry from somebody else's giveaway, because they posted a giveaway post for me and they said, comment your birthday month below. And I commented back to her and I said, great, add me as a friend and message me the word entry to confirm. She messaged me entry. I sent her what I always send, and I said, thank you, post this for me, yada, yada. And then I followed up, because the fortune's in the follow-up, people, not with just potential customers, but also with potential posters. Whenever she didn't post for me, notice that was on June 4th. The very next day, about 24 hours later, I said, did you get a chance to post that for me yet? I'd hate for you to miss out on the giveaway. She said, if I'm honest, I was a bit confused about the post. It's not because she didn't want to post it. I'm so glad that I followed up, because she actually was just confused. And now here I am offering my assistance and my advice and my help. And so now she posted it, and I said, no worries at all. If you post this as a status, I'll enter you and tag me. And then I gave her what to say. And then she said, done. And I said, thank you so much. So because I followed up with her to make sure that she posted the status, she said, Morgan, what kind of coffee is this? Why did she ask me that? Because I just did a story on the coffee. I do one every single morning, and 2 out of 3 of the people that you just saw found me from a story that I did about my coffee in the morning. So it is worth it, even though they all seem so repetitive. I had just added Jennifer as a friend because she was from a host to post. On June 4th was the first time that she ever saw my coffee story. So June 5th, she wanted to know more about it. If I had stopped on June 3rd because I felt like I was being repetitive, I would have missed Jennifer, okay? So then I told her what to post, and then I gave her all the information, and I said, so sorry, I'm just getting back to you. And then I said, I have a lot of clients who, so this is me being personal, but I'm also giving the script, okay? And this was before the pick 2 deal. So notice the pricing is slightly different. So it's the normal 40% off discount. So I said, sorry, I'm just getting back to you. And then I said that I actually do have other clients who tried the elevation coffee and didn't like it or didn't see results, but this coffee has worked well for them. That is a true statement. That actually does happen. And then I gave her the information about the keto coffee. And then I sent her my before and after picture, okay? I sent a before and after picture. And then she said, what is the 90-day challenge? And I said, so with the 90-day challenge, and this was after my Sabbath, so I responded back. I said, so with the 90-day challenge, you get to try any products that you want with my discount, unlocked by shopping sprees. All you do is order a product for 3 months. And I said, sound good. Ended with a question. She said, I would love to try the keto coffee. Let me know what I need to do to place an order, and I'll try it out. Get their number. Okay, ready? I'm going to show you again. Product information, 90-day challenge information, get their number. Okay? Same thing every time. And once I get their number, what is the next thing? Get their info. So that's what I'm doing up here. Hey, girl, it's Morgan from Facebook. How are you? That's how I start every single message. Hey, girl, it's Morgan from Facebook, from Instagram, from TikTok. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Good, I'm so excited to help you order your coffee. I always mention the product. Are your billing and shipping addresses the same? And then she sent me all this information on this for you to see the message. But then I said, great, I'm just need the info on the highlighted portion of the order form. I'm placing orders down. I have 1 discount spot left. You can text me or call me, whatever is easiest. And I sent her the order form, and then she gave me her information. And I don't want you to see her card info, but I did upsell her. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that I can read you what I said. And I said, so she sent me her information, which I don't want you to see. And then I said, yes, ma'am, really quick, while putting this, oh, because she said it's $78, right? And I said, yes, ma'am, real quick, while I'm putting that info in, did you want to add the chocolate greens to your order to mix with your keto coffee? They're only $39, and they're a daily detox that makes the coffee taste like a mocha. You'll get a $4 coupon when you add it, and that's their perks points. They get $4 back because it's 10% of the products. They always get 10% back on their orders in the form of perks points for getting the products. And so it says, and then whatever, and she said, sure, is there a plan for this? If that sounds very doable, I'm super disciplined. And I sent her a voice message to explain that. And then she said, oh my gosh, I heard an accent in your voice. My family's from Tennessee. Where are you from? And I was like, Tennessee. And so then I was like explaining everything to her, and we really got to get to know each other, and I was very personal. And then I let her know that her order was placed. And I always say this at the end. Okay, so I always show the enrollment complete screenshot. And with that message, I say, done. And you got free shipping because she did qualify for that. And I said, I'm so excited for you. I'll text you in a day or 2 to check in. Thank you so much for letting me help you with your journey. I'm here if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Add me on Facebook and click this link to request to join our Facebook accountability group, which is the Bringing Sexy Back Facebook page. She added herself and I accepted it. So that's another person that signed up on the spot. And so let me see. This is so funny. I'm literally about to message this, or I'm showing you a message from another girl who I signed up, and she literally just texted me. So that was easy to find her name. So hang on 1 second, and this is the last one I'm going to show you, but I just want you to see how they're literally all the same, and every single one of them was, I believe, without a follow-up. There was a slight follow-up on this one. Okay, so I'll show you the screen. Okay, so this girl, Amanda Moore, posted a host to post for me. So 2 of them were from host to post, 1 of them like whatever. So like there's different things, but most of them are from host to post in my stories, okay? So she said she did not comment on Amanda's post. Amanda's post had 0 comments. But this lady messaged me from there, and she said, you know, I'm interested, where do you live? Or does it matter where you live? And then can I have more details about the pills? And I said, hey girl, it definitely doesn't matter where you live. I'm actually from Memphis, but I live in Michigan now. Notice I'm being, you know, personal. I'm telling my story. And I said, Amanda's post is about losing an average of 31 pounds in 90 days. It's from using an all-natural plant-based metabolism booster. I give the information from it's the script that you send back to people who comment on the host of post. Gave the pricing, what you think, what are your health goals? Same thing every time. Yes, I'm interested. I'm at work. Can we talk or text later? And then I said, oh, I'm sorry, I just saw this anyways. Yay, these are my results. So with the 90-day challenge, and then I gave her the information and said, does that sound good? I always say, these are my results, 90-day challenge product, or picture, before and after. Then she said, good for you. She told me her story, what her goals were, and then something really sad about her husband. And then I said, oh my gosh, so I was able to use that to turn it into why I could help her, because that's what we're in this business to do. And I said, OMG, wow, I'm so sorry, Lindsay. Getting you confident is my #1 priority. I'd be honored to help you feel as beautiful as you truly are. So I actually think you would love this program that we like to call the Triple Threat, because she wanted to lose 15 to 30 pounds and she wanted to get confident. So I let her know that it's using the Triple Threat. It's our 3 best weight loss products, which include the keto coffee, the greens, and our new Thermophyte X, which is what I told you about before. Give her a little blurb about each product, and I ended it with a question. Sound good? And then she said, everything sounds great. Can you send me a breakdown of the cost and what I would need to spend during the 90-day challenge? And I said, of course, I'm doing a promotion now where you can get my discount. This is my script for the weight loss pack information. And I said, you'll get these discounts with my 90-day challenge, and I can waive the $50 fee. How does that sound? And she also mentioned too, how much would I spend on the 90-day challenge? And I said, the 90-day challenge itself is free. You just pay the discount price of whatever products you choose. And she said, yes, that all sounds reasonable. Is there directions on how to take everything? How do I do payment? I'm about to go to work, whatever. And I said, yes, so easy. It'll come with instructions on the bottle, but I'll be walking you through it once all the package arrives. Notice how confident I am. And I'm not questioning anything. I'm answering her questions directly and very appropriately and professionally, but I'm also getting straight to the point. And I let her know a little bit about what she's going to do, but I don't go into a lot of detail because she's not going to remember it anyways. And then I said, yay, can I get your number? Okay, so I'm going to show you again. Product information, 90-day challenge, before and after picture, answering her questions, end it with a question, give her the pricing, tell her about the 90-day challenge, and then I ask for her number, okay? So then she gives me her cell phone number, and then I said, hey girl, it's Morgan from Facebook, how are you? Normal thing, okay? Normal everything right there, okay? She had a lot of concerns because her coworker said something negative about the products, or that it would, whatever, the Thermophyte X and like making your heart race and all this. And she's like, it really discouraged me. I truly want to lose weight and I would love for her to do it with me. But what do you think about those things that she brought up? Is this all true? And I said, hey girl, no, ours actually doesn't do that at all because it's all natural. Notice how confident I am. I said, she's thinking of diet pills with stimulants. I actually have a heart condition with a really high resting heart rate, and I'm not allowed to have anything that would increase my heart rate. And I'm allowed to have this. It increases your core body temperature, not noticeable from the outside, but you don't sweat. And then I also take meds for hyperhidrosis, which is actually very true. If you know me, you know that's true, because I oversweat. I'm telling you my whole life story, but it doesn't make me sweat more than normal. Notice I'm being myself, okay? I'm being myself. I'm opening myself up. I'm being vulnerable in hopes that I can share some encouragement with this girl so that she doesn't think that any of that is true, because it's not. And this is from somebody who's never used the product, by the way, that was telling her all of this. I said, you won't gain all the way back when you stop taking it. You just won't be getting the extra benefits from it that you were. And then she was talking about all of this stuff, and she said, I'm from Florida, and I was like, I'm from Mississippi, I feel you. And then I was just answering her questions, and I was being so personal and connecting with her. And I said, do you have any other questions, or are you ready to get started? Okay, so notice I have never once said, are you ready to order? I just didn't want to miss this girl's questions and just jump her into this and rush her, but I wanted to go ahead and move on from that conversation. So I ended it with a question by saying, do you have any other questions, or are you ready to get started? Meaning, I'm happy to help you, but I'm ready when you are. And she said, any bad side effects, and she asked all these questions. And then I sent her a voice text, because at this point, I think she's really gonna connect with my voice and hear me as a human to make her feel more comfortable. So she had a lot of questions, so I just went on a voice text and just messaged her with this same type of voice that I'm using right now. And then I sent her and I said, hopefully you got that voice text. And then she sent me the information and she said, thank you for being patient. I'm ready to get started. I said, this is all about you. Yay, I just need the info on the highlighted portion of the order form, whatever is easiest. Oh, and then she sent me her information. So that is what I do with every single conversation. And I added the cleanse onto her triple threat. And I said, she sent me her information and I said, yes, perfect, because she's already getting the greens, okay? So I upsold to the cleanse and I said, I'll do this now. Did you want to add the 2-day cleanse for an extra discounted rate at $39 to kind of kickstart your weight loss journey with this new product? It really helps reduce belly bloating and flushes out toxins in your body, plus it's not harsh. It helps you lose 3 to 8 pounds and you would be saving about $110 total, exclamation point, question mark. She said, if you recommend it. I said, I personally do it monthly to jumpstart. It'll help with belly bloating too, if any of that is caused by toxins and sludge. Why did I recommend the cleanse? Because she specifically mentioned belly bloating, and I know that the cleanse can help her with that. And so I explained, I went back to her reason why she said that she was interested in the product, because that's why I say, what are your goals? So that when I am explaining the product and explaining the upsell, I can go back and refer to the reasons why they're wanting to do this in the first place by telling them, hey, this is how it's going to help you. Hey, this is how it's going to help you. And then she said, yes, I'd be perfect. And then I said, okay, perfect. Putting this in together now. I'll text you after and I should be good to go with the information because it was really late and she was going to bed. Sent her the information. I sent her the little enrollment complete screenshot with the information on the little before the accountability group, and she said, thank you, I'm so excited. So guys, that's how simple it is. All 4 of those people signed up on the spot. My conversations go exactly the same every single time. Give them the product information, end it with a question, and send a before and after. 90-day challenge information, get their number, get their info, upsell. Don't forget the upsell. All my scripts are going to be in the comment section of this post. So check it out. If there's a ton of people tagged, scroll all the way up. They're going to be the first comments. So go check these out. Save them in your notes. Use this method to talk to people. I promise, I pinky swear that you're going to sign more customers. I pinky swear. And if you don't come tell me, because there's still something that you must be missing. Because people want these products. People need what we have. If you're putting in the work and you start using these scripts, you are going to start mass enrolling. All right, you got the gist of it. Okay, so thank you for staying on. I know we went over, but I knew we would because we were taking a while to answer those questions. So guys, use that video, use that, those tips and use those scripts. They're all in our team page if you're in our team page. And if you're not in my downline, please don't add yourself to the team page because I have to keep it just my downline. But thank y'all for hopping on here. Thank you for sticking around, and I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your night and an awesome week. Bye, guys.